Hello, FAAR members. Welcome to another edition of Locked In with Kim. I am joined today by Rene Daniels, and I'm going to get her title right, the Director of Communications and Community Engagement for the Spotsylvania School System. And for some of you, Rene may look very familiar. She was our marketing director when I started at FAAR 10 years ago. So it's been a long time, but it's so nice to see you, Rene. How are you surviving the lockdown?
It's great. I actually am doing very well. Family's all well, so I cannot complain at all.
That's good to hear. So this is probably my most exciting Locked In with Kim, because I'm sure a lot of our listeners and viewers are feeling the same way that I am. I am so worried that I am screwing up my 8-year-old completely by my inept homeschooling. We're lucky if we get an hour a day of quality instruction. And, I'm sort of flying blind, pulling worksheets, making up my own stuff. So really just want to ask you, can you assuage the fears of people like me? How bad are we doing with our homeschooling?
You're doing great. First of all, the thing you need to remember is that this is continuous learning, and our teachers understand that, and they're providing resources for everybody. The key is we want to be equitable with our learning, and obviously not everybody has the same things and access to things that other people do. So the things that we're providing our students is providing time for them to access their teachers, access resources on our website. And if they don't have websites, I know Spotsylvania is providing hard copies of activities and things that they can do throughout the coming months. So it's really about just doing something with your child and not necessarily, checking a box, or I've got to do an hour of math and an hour of reading and an hour of social studies. You don't have to do all that. Just that engagement with your child is what's really important.
Great to hear. That makes me feel a little bit better, because I know that lots of us are scrambling to figure out something to do and keep them interested and engaged. So what kind of resources is the school system offering right now?
So I know that, and we work collaboratively with a lot of our school divisions that are surrounding us. And so what you'll see is that school divisions, even in our area and across the nation, are providing laptops or Chromebooks for students so that they have access. A lot of our students, especially on the west side of Spotsylvania, may not have Wi-Fi access. So one of the things that our county has done and our school division has done is created hotspots throughout the county so that they can actually drive their car to the parking lot of different buildings and schools, and they can use the laptops there if their kids want to get online. The other thing we're doing is on our website, there's lots of different resources, as well as our schools and teachers are providing resources. Our schools, especially our teachers, really, really miss our students so much. And they are looking for ways to engage with students, even if it's just to say, hello, and how are you doing, and how can I support you? So that's something that we're really concerned about, is not just the instruction, but also the mental stability of our families and making sure that they have what they need. A lot of school divisions are providing food for our families during this time, because we have families, obviously, in Spotsylvania, 39% of our families are on free and reduced lunch. So that's a big number, and I know the city has a high number as well. Mm-hmm. And that's something that's important. And so when you look at things, that's really a priority over instruction right now, is making sure our families are well, healthy, and fed. And so we're working with a lot of our partners to provide food for families, because obviously the school divisions can only provide the food for the student. And so that's where our partners in the community get involved. I've actually worked with several realtors in the area who provided our funding and are helping provide food for our families. So that's really wonderful that our community is coming together like that.
So if we have a member who's watching who maybe knows somebody who is in need of a lunch for their child, what is the process for signing up for that? Or do they just go to the local school? How does that work?
So each school division is doing it differently. Our school division is distributing lunches and breakfasts actually on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And on Mondays, we do 2 days worth, Wednesdays, 2 days worth, and then on Fridays, we're doing 3 days worth. So they're getting 7 days of breakfast and lunch for each of their children and their family. And they just have to go to the school during the hours between 9 and noon. There are 17 sites in Spotsylvania, and we have them posted on our website. And they just go during that time. No questions are asked. You tell them how many kids you have, or you bring your kids with you if they just need to get out of the house for a minute.
Right.
And we give you the lunches and breakfast. And so it's wonderful, and there's no cost at all. They're not checking lunch numbers, anything like that. And then some of our partners, what we're doing is they have different pantry days that we're working with families to let them know when those are available as well.
So you do not have to have school-age children. You can have a 3-year-old and go get lunch and breakfast
That's
for
right.
them.
Any
That's
child
wonderful.
under 18 years old can come. And some of our special needs students go up to age 22. So they would count as long as they're registered with the school division, they would be eligible for meals as well. And so, yes, if you have a 6-month-old baby, that is a child, and you can come get breakfast and lunch. Mm-hmm.
So I have to ask, one of the things that I've been personally sad about is we live in the city of Fredericksburg, and my son would have been finishing his last year at Hugh Mercer, our lower elementary.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad that we're not going to get, really it's for me, not as much for him, but that sort of graduation and transition on. So are there any plans for certainly seniors who are graduating, but for those 8th graders who are moving up, those 5th graders who are moving up?
I've been working with a lot of the different counterparts in the school divisions, and there are plans to do like goodbyes and hellos when we get back to business. So we are looking at ways that we can be innovative for that. And I know that one of the things Spotsylvania is doing is they actually have teacher hours where the teachers are online. So if kids want to say hello to their teacher, the teacher will be available for a classroom chat during that specific time, which is a really neat, especially for the younger students who miss their teachers and want to see them. Some of our schools have done teacher parades where they've gone through communities and waved at kids. So I think that there are innovative ways that we're trying to connect with our students. And I do think that you're going to see schools trying to do things where it's especially for like the transition for elementary to middle, middle to high, you're going to see some events where they do kind of maybe a goodbye at their previous school and a hello at the new level school. So look for those coming out.
That's good. So final question before we go is, if you had to say one thing, what is the most important thing that we can be doing with our kids? That one thing that's the key to sort of keeping them fresh until school starts again, hopefully in August.
So the most important thing that you can do with your child right now is read. And it's not hard to do. Anybody can do it. And it's little as 20 minutes a day. 20 minutes a day will make such a huge difference for our students. And that's what we recommend during the school year. And if you can continue that through the time that school starts, your child will be in a great spot. So continue that reading anything. And there's a lot of books online. Scholastic has the books available. And also a lot of our teachers have gone on and read books. There's celebrities reading books. So even if it's not you reading, you get tired of reading, you can click on one of the videos and let someone else read to your child. But that is the most important thing you can do.
Well, that's great. Yeah, that's stuff that probably most of us are doing anyway. So just keep doing what we're doing. So thank you. I know that this has been a crazy time for the schools. I can't imagine what was going on in the back offices when the notice came out that we were canceled for the rest of the year. This is not easy, certainly for teachers and for the kids, but I've been very impressed with our school district, and I think it's very impressive what all the school districts have come together to do for the kids. So thank you. It was nice to see you. Hopefully we can see you again under different circumstances next time in person.
Yes.
Enjoy.
Right, thank you so much for inviting me to be in your house today. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Renee, it was great to see you, and you have a great day.
You too.